This is Smithy.tv.
And we've come out positive for broadcast.
Are you positive you're negative, Kenny?
If I'm negative, that's a positive.
Oh, are you negative you're positive?
A negative and a negative equals a positive.
Positive, yeah, so you're
All
cool.
right.
You're cool.
Anyway, we're positive that this is breaking down the news with
Clifton Joseph.
And I'm not the brain isn't what it used to be. And Kenny Robinson. Here we are in the bunkers of Smitty TV. It has been one hell of a sports weekend for Toronto sports.
Absolutely,
has it not, sir?
baby.
So first off, congratulations to the Raptor. Like Conway Twitty's song was, you've never been this far before.
Never in 21 years, Kenny, and I'm a lifer. I've been with the team from the beginning. I've lost about 7 years off of my life expectancy following these guys from
Well, that's
Vince.
good, because they've been here for 21. So if you only lost 7 out of 21, you still got 2/3 of your life left.
I'm hitting the 33%. Well, we've never gotten as far as this. We're going to face Cleveland starting tomorrow, Tuesday, for a best of 7. I think we can do a good job with them, too. It's renewed my faith in the team for the time being.
Well, especially because you wanted the coach fired.
I still do want the coach fired, and I want
periods.
You
didn't want him to finish the season. You wanted him gone.
Yeah, I'm not clear with him. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on DeRozan.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, but the pudding is tasty. But sometimes you have to go to the bathroom right after.
Well,
I hope it's not this kind of taste. But look, forget about the negatives.
If they get the run, then that's a victory. Did you say the team got the run? Right.
Look, but I say it's time for celebration. I am ecstatic, Kenny. It was a sublime, superlative, marvelous, fantastic.
Came through finally?
Of course. Well, again, here's the thing with DeRozan: 28 points on 29 shots. That's totally inefficient. But hey, the guy at the moment, my lucky number 7, Kyle Lowry, 35 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. That's a near triple-double. That's excellent. Bismarck Biyombo, big biz, 16 rebounds, 17 points. We out-rebound him.
Most of the series, hasn't he?
No, he's been pretty good. The coach, assistant coach Casey, pulled him out, went small ball, and had him out of the game for the last 5 minutes of the game before, and we lost that one. So, but it's excellent. We out-rebounded the Heat 50-30. 20 offensive rebounds. We demoralized those suckers. The Heat was so cold, they were wearing winter coats back to South Florida.
Well, you got to admit, though, this ain't the same Heat that used to take them championships.
Oh, yeah, no. And Dwayne Wade, you could see the dude gassed like barbecue.
He found what it was like carrying a team on his back.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Looking at that team, it was like I was looking like the way the Raptors used to be. You know, everybody would come and usually beat us up, demoralize us,
right,
embarrass us on our court or whatever. So it was a real transformation. We have jumped over the Rubicon.
So do you think that Wade taking those shots during the national anthem sparked this team? Or is that just for journalists?
That's just for journalists and so on.
And fat guys in the audience with
No, I think
shirts.
what it is that assistant coach Casey, who is a really obstinate guy, for years everybody been saying, look, try this, try that.
But his method finally worked.
Well, he was forced into it. Remember, his assistant coaches were chosen by the GM, which is not usually so. Usually, coach picks his assistant.
Partners.
So we see that there's been a deficit there. So GM Ujiri is back there pulling the strings, right?
Right.
So he was able finally to use more of his players to work some players. Don't have DeRozan pumping that ball because he can't really dribble. Give the guy coming off the curl. Go big, play big, don't adjust to the small ball lineup of the opposing team. So he's done a lot of things that he sort of refused to have done. So kudos. We'll see what happens with this
He's still
series.
driving the car. And the Raptors have improved every year that he's been coaching.
Yes, of course.
I don't think you're going to get rid of him being fired.
Hold on, he has improved in the regular season, and we know the playoffs is where the action really is.
It's a slow build. Nobody ever goes from last to first to championship in one jump. So he's been built. What is that DeRozan got on the side of his face?
Oh, he's got it's a growth. It's a growth. It's not. It's something
so, like,
that's.
if they win the championship, is it like March Madness when they jump up and cut the net up? Like, is somebody going to lance that thing
Come
from
on,
my man?
kid.
Or something? I mean, how much money he's making?
It's like a mole. No, it's like a mole. I have a mole on it.
Is that a mole or is that an ingrown bullet? I mean, he can get that shit removed. He's got big money. I mean, Aaron Neville looked at that and said, "Damn, Nico, get your face fixed." You know?
Kenny, I'm going to defend DeRozan on that, but I hope he goes to LA because I don't feel comfortable paying up but the $25 million a year for what he does on the court.
Even though he got his 27 out of 28 points.
No, 28 points with 29 shots, Kenny.
Okay.
That's like totally inefficient. This because they run the plays through him too often.
Okay, so you don't think he passes enough?
No, he doesn't. That ball sticks to him. The guy has honey and molasses on his hand. But the team came by. Patterson was cool. Cal was cool. I mean, a few guys didn't play like,
Patterson's kind of like a quiet leader. I never
Absolutely.
really heard much about him during the season.
That guy can defend, though, and he's one of the guys that we're going to set on LeBron James because Cleveland think we're going to be a pushover. They got something coming to them. LeBron, I'm telling you, and you know what kind of motivated the Raptors in a way, too? When LeBron was saying that he want to face Wade, he want to face Wade, and a lot of the American media, they were trying to push a Heat Cavaliers thing to do that.
That's where most of their merchandising and most of their audience is going.
And of course, Wade, the two ex-teammates, Wade and LeBron,
Wade's
would
probably
get.
mad because he signed that contract to stay with Miami, and then LeBron said,
I'm
"See ya."
I'm
He goes,
gone.
But I thought we was gonna a dynasty. But, that's like getting married and then your wife go on a separate honeymoon.
And I got to shout out to my man Chris Bosh, CB4, who played for us for all those years, never really won a playoff series. He was on the bench, well, not in street clothes, because, he's got that blood clot problem.
Don't say that. Jamaicans will get all
sorry,
so
Jamaicans,
upset.
it's not a blood clot, it's a blood clot. Bumbo blood clot. But Chris, he played for us for 7, 8 years, whatever, and he did his damnedest to win us the championship. But
And Drake even made it back home for the game, didn't he?
did he finally? I didn't see him.
Yeah, I
they
think
didn't
he
focus on
did.
him much. Okay.
Yeah, after he did his.
Well,
Saturday
after all,
Night
he
Live.
is
You
our-
watch him on Saturday Night Live?
He was on the game?
Yeah, he
Oh,
hosted.
no. I didn't see
And
it,
he
no.
did. They did like a black version of one of those game shows. So like the question was, who is Cardinal Official? And they're going, what planet is this dude from?
Oh, they'd actually shouted out Cardinal.
Well, yeah. And then the whole joke was nobody ever heard of him.
He's a religious guy from, 18th century Spain.
Believed he was part of the one to overthrow the King of England. So, but then again, speaking of Cardi had a big birthday party this week. Cardi parties are always big.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And Dave Chappelle was in for it.
So somebody was telling me after the game that Chappelle Chappelle loved this town. I mean, apparently he's been saying things like, he loves Toronto because he can walk around, he can go party, he can be in the dance floor at 2 o'clock in the morning, and
don't move here
nobody
and
messes.
show.
Nobody.
Hey, Dave, I hope they catch him with some weed at the border so he can't even come back.
Well, weren't you? He was here one of the times when he's doing this.
Yeah,
this
he's done
thing
a Nubian show once or twice
Yeah,
before.
and
He's
he was doing
it
a-
half-baked.
about weed. And
Yeah.
was that about weed too?
And I
Yeah.
told him I can't pay you what you work, but you like a couple of joints. He said, "Yeah, man." So I don't know if he smoked it. I just know that.
Yeah.
I didn't give it to him. A person I knew handed
yeah.
it to him when I wasn't in the room anymore.
And you only met that guy that night too.
I
so
didn't
you
even know him before that. He
did.
said, "Here, let me give Dave something." I said, "Well, I'm not involved in this, officer."
So the
okay.
Raptors were doing it, and we're totally ecstatic. They delivered. Everybody. I even props to assistant coach KC, to DeMar DeRozan. I hope both of you leave us next year. Thank you for your time. But
You
it's
hate
been
success.
glorious. It's
You
been
hate
glorious.
success.
I love success.
But
I'm
you
telling
still
you.
want the two people that made it happen to leave.
We can be better.
You think?
Absolutely.
So what's going to happen in 7 games? First of all, is it going to be 4 straight? Is it going to be best of 7?
I know. I believe, man. I believe in my bones that we're going to take one in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm
Game
hoping that they're rusty, that they're sort of rusty, and that
Rusty
we
or
can
rested?
rested
They
brings
will
on
be.
the rust.
Yeah.
So I hope they're rested and rusty.
DeRozan's thumb still sore?
Yeah, but he's been able to play through that. You learn to look. You know how many times basketball guys get injured? 3 guys have to help them off the court, taken in the back room. 3 minutes later, they're running out onto the court. But they're using some shoestring to.
They use some more than shoestring if they got to have 3 dudes carry you off the court. You come running back in.
Yeah, it's a nuclear-powered shoestring.
So what do you figure? Raps in 7? Is it going to go 7 games?
Nah, I'd probably go Raps in 7. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take that.
A man playing it safe there. I don't want to say you only want.
7. Look, the Raps seem to try things the hard way. We had
Plus, the
three.
quality of play is going to be 7 games.
Yeah, three overtime games. You know, take it to 7 for the first series with the Pacers, and now 7 with the Heat. So why not 7 with Cavaliers?
And
we
has the
take
love
it.
this city shown the Raptors magnificent?
Oh yes, Jurassic Park. I mean, we are the best fans in
The NBA,
The
that's what they're
NBA.
saying.
And look, check the first game in Cleveland and second game. I guarantee you, there's going to be a whole bunch of Raptors fans there.
Well, if Raptor fans can love the team, but that ain't a good enough reason to go to Cleveland.
Right.
So, anyway, folks, we're all out of time. So we've taken this subject to Game 7 and overtime. So we're going to have to wrap this up. Wrap on the rappers.
Ha, ha, ha,
So
ha,
we're going to have to wrap this up. So,
Raptors win! Raptors win! Ow!
must have been much jubilation at your home.
Of course. Look, the joint I go to, a Canadian bar up in my neighborhood, the dude said, "Free fried chicken."
What?
Well,
I didn't
you know.
hear that on the drums. Anyway, folks, gotta let you know you can't hear about it on the drums either. You gotta keep checking it out on Breaking Down the News here
Break
on
it down,
Spin TV.
break it down,
This
break
is
it down.
Clifton. He will be coaching next year, and I'm Kenny Robinson. I'm often mistaken for the official voice of the Toronto Raptors. Mm-hmm. People keep saying, was that you?
Indeed, Herbie